What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Ballin' Out with your host, Shawn and Grant Rhodes. And today we're going to dive into the first round of the NBA playoffs this year, the quarterfinals. It's been some good series so far, good player performances, but at the same time, it's been some bad player performances and some bad team efforts. So far, just one series is finished at the time we're recording this. So that's it was guaranteed though, basically by us. We knew what was going to happen, so no surprises there. But yeah, we'll talk about all the series that are going on right now in the NBA. So first, we're recording this on Monday night, and the Cavs are whooping on the Miami Heat. That'll most likely be a sweep. I don't really have too much to say about this series. I figured this was going to be the case, with Cleveland. They were going to win, like their margin of victory. The last game 3 and 4 were going to be this crazy, but it's I thought it was going to be a sweep. I thought maybe Miami might have been able to pull one out, but I guess the Cavs defense and the big men actually want to show up and play this year. But we'll see if that translates to the second round. So, but I don't got too much to say about that one.
Yeah, no, I was the same way. I mean, Tyler Hero thought differently. He thought they were going to get one, and then they're down by 39. I mean, the first quarter or something like that, whatever. Well, I don't even know. First half, first quarter, whatever the heck it was.
It was bad. It was first
Yeah, it was
quarter, first minute. It was bad.
real bad. I mean, well, like you said though, there's not much really. I don't think the Heat just didn't have. I mean, you needed Tyler Hero to drop 35 every game, Bam to have double, 25 and whatever. I mean, it's just there was so much that had to go right for the Heat to even get, like, we're talking a game. So it's like that one I wasn't too focused on that, and kind of just transitioning because I'm sure you'll talk about this one as well. I mean, Thunder and Grizzlies, kind of the same concept there. I mean, Ja was out for was it just one of those games or was it two?
Game 4, he was out for game 4.
Okay. Game three, I thought he got like injured or whatnot, but
Yeah,
and I kind of forgot how much he actually played because that one I didn't tune in too much of that series as well. The Thunder just dominated that. They're just a very complete team as well, top to bottom. On a completely different side note here with that game, just a big middle fingers to the Thunder staff for not playing Aaron Wiggins more. Betters out there deserve better. In game two, I believe it was, when he dropped 8 points and I needed 10, and he only played 7 minutes. It was like a 30-point blowout, and they just decided to keep the starters in. So I will be rooting against the Thunder. Just want to put that out there for the rest of the playoffs. Shout out my boy Josh Rosowski. Yeah, no, I hope his team struggles mightily because of that single-handedly. So yeah, it's just a little side note. I feel bad for the bettors out there, but yeah, that one again. Back on topic here. Again, it wasn't too much of a series I was really looking at. I mean, we knew the one seeds were pretty dominant. They've been dominant the whole year, especially record-wise and just what they've accomplished. Those two I wasn't too focused on. I don't know how much you watched that Thunder Grizzlies series, but yeah, I was. I mean, it was obviously I had it on here and there, but I wasn't like tuned in like some of the other ones we'll get to.
yeah. I mean, I tuned in game 1, blowout. Game 2, close somewhat. Game 3, when they had that 9 point lead or whatever. That was at the same time that the Clippers game was on, and so I was obviously watching that. So, but I saw that, and then I turned it on for the last 2 minutes of the game and watched Alex Caruso just put on a defensive masterclass right there at the end. So I did watch that one, and game 4, yeah, I didn't even tune in. I don't even know, where Memphis goes from here. They got a lot to figure out, starting with a head coach, and I thought it was pretty funny. Josh said that he would have played. They finally figured him out. Scottie Pippen Jr. decided to finally shoot the ball. So, like, there's a lot of questions that the Grizzlies have. They change up roster wise a little bit. Maybe ship out Desmond Bain or Ja. Be interesting to see, especially with the current roster construction that they have, because it's terrible. So I don't know, but yeah, OKC is dominant. They were the 1 seed for the whole year. But yeah, I appreciate you, rooting for whoever played them. Because
Yeah, heavily.
I think it's going to be the Los Angeles Clippers that will be
Mm.
playing Oklahoma City Thunder in the Western Conference semifinals. Um, yeah, man. I guess we'll just talk about this series. This series has been it's been a dogfight. I think everyone can say has been the best series uh, so far. You could say Golden State and Houston. Detroit and New York. But really, I mean, it's been a battle from both teams. Game 3 was the only blowout, really.
Yeah.
Game 4 could have been a blowout, but the Denver Nuggets decided they weren't going to play basketball for the last 11 minutes of the game, and then they got bailed out by an air ball, a perfect air ball, as Ty Lue said it, which it was for a dunk that I don't think should have.
Oh, get out of here.
I'm just saying the same exact thing happened to the Pistons yesterday. Tim Hardaway Jr. at the end of the third quarter made that dunk, and they didn't count it. If he would have made that dunk, they would have won that game. We'll get more into that later, but I'm just saying it was a 1 point game. But I mean, Kawhi Leonard is back. He's back. I'm expecting a. We're recording this on Monday. They play on Tuesday. I'm expecting a Game 5 thrilling performance, just like masterful. It's yeah, it's just gonna be great. And they're gonna get the dub, go back home on Thursday to complete the series, and it's gonna be on Clippers in 6. You play the Oklahoma City Thunder, but yeah, I think the Nuggets. I don't think they have much left in them. Jokic is Jokic. It's been great watching him. I can't lie. The stuff that he's been making, he made that tough turnaround too, and I was just like, I couldn't even. There was nothing I could do. That was perfect defense by Zoo. That man spun around, pivot, fade. I said, yeah, but got it. I guess you like that. So,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
but yeah, no, it's been a series, but I still stick with it. 11-6. We get the job done these last 2 games.
Yeah, bro. I mean, first off, just to your point with Jokic, as a LeBron fan who's been on the Lakers, we got to witness it for the past couple of years in the playoffs. Jokic is just, you see the shots he makes, and you're like, I mean, 23.8 seconds of good defense leads to a wild turnaround, shot over his head, and just absolutely cashes it. That's just the Jokic difference there. I'm happy to see it go to another team because I got to witness it for so long. It's pissed me off because I'm like, he can't keep getting away with this. But when it's not against your team, it feels much better. It's still, I'm like, wow. Yeah, you gotta give it to him. I mean, this, like you said, I think this series has definitely been one of the best playoff series we've seen probably in a little while now. In terms
This
of just the
first
back and
round too,
forth.
craziest thing about it.
Well, first round too, just as a whole, I'll say has been really, I mean, really
Yeah,
good. We talked about the one seeds. It is what it is with their. We'll get to it a little bit later. Rockets Warriors. I mean, I would classify that as cinema. It is it's just phenomenal. But Clippers and Nuggets have been really good. First 2 games, absolute battle. Obviously, we saw a third game there where the Clippers just looked like they could do no wrong whatsoever, and it was just a complete game from them. I think it was a 30 point win, whatever the heck it was. It was pretty good from your squad. But yeah, game 4 was a masterclass, and the Nuggets were playing just like that until they weren't, until they literally forgot how to do everything when it comes to winning a basketball game. Like 11 points in the last 9 minutes or something like that. I mean, it was despicable. I mean, honestly, we were watching that, and I was just like, dude, I was watching with my dad, and I'm sitting here, and I'm like, Clippers now made it like a 14-point game. It's 11-point game. Oh, it's single digits now. Oh,
a
it's a
30
6-point
like a
game.
30-11 run, bro. I was really sitting here and I was like, this is crazy.
It was a 6-point game. All of a sudden, it's 3-point game, 2-point game, tied. Clippers took the lead, and I'm like, oh my gosh! I'm like, what is happening right now? So it was great to watch. And then again, like that very last possession there, Jokic. I thought he was gonna make that just because I was like, there's just no way he could. I mean, like, why would it not go in? And he just like you said, I mean, it was literally the perfect air ball. I mean, if that doesn't go anywhere, if it hits the rim at all, if it does anything, it's no good. And the fact that Aaron Gordon did get the dunk off, we had the AC 130 cam on that. We saw the overview. I saw it go in. I seen it live. It was that was okay. Just speaking on that real quick, that was the closest we've ever seen any shot, like a buzzer
Oh
beater
yeah,
shot in history. I mean, that's down to like, I mean, we're talking like milliseconds, like of the. I mean, it is.
a
It's just,
fingertip
it's just.
left the ball because the ball wasn't even through. Literally, it was like a fingertip was off the ball. I just don't.
Hey,
I don't know. Props to him for,
count it.
but it's just like, wow.
It's
Out
tough.
of everything, what a Clipper way to lose. Big comeback. You lose off of oop because I'm telling you. And I told my brother the same thing. Shane, because he's a Nuggets fan. I said that would have went to OT. GG's for y'all. That was raps. It would have been 3-1. 3-1 Clippers. We definitely would have won that game if we would have went to OT because the Nuggets just
Yeah,
couldn't do
I
anything.
think if it went to overtime, I think you guys probably would have had it just because you guys had all the momentum. I mean, yeah, it just I'm still just I'm literally just in shock of that because it was crazy. I'm sure you probably saw the stat too. Two game winning dunks and I think playoff history.
Mhm.
Both came against the Clippers. Just a heads up. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I know about the value. I mean,
Yeah,
that one was just terrible personnel. That
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 one was
that one
bad.
was
I mean,
terrible personnel. This one was just
I thought
pure luck.
Vooch even had that one against Phoenix back in the day, but this was special. This one was just absolutely wild. Yeah, I won't beat a dead horse on this one. I know you already gone through it enough, but that was a wild finish to a game. I think that's just basically like the series summed up in one right there. Just back and forth. Clippers, not letting off. I mean, it was a great battle, and so I'm looking forward to it. I don't know. I don't think you guys win the next two. I think this is a 7 game series here.
Mm,
But I'm putting this on the record here. I think you guys do win it in 7 though.
okay. Okay.
I don't think the Nuggets will go down 2 straight games. I just don't think that. I think it's gonna be straight back and forth.
It could. It could be. I just think that I think by game 6, if game 5 favors the Clippers, I think game 6 at home will favor them a little bit more. Just because I think they'll have their number. Like they hurting. Aaron Gordon talked about he can't jump, but okay, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. He's fine. He's
cap.
good. He's good.
Westbrook is questionable. Michael Porter Jr. claims he can't move his shoulder, but he's going crazy all of a sudden in Game 4. So
Yeah, I mean they're banged up though. I mean, yeah, you've seen it, but we'll see. We'll see how much it actually affects them. Obviously, when it comes down to play, I mean, whatever Jokic said too to Michael Porter Jr., that's tough. That kicked him up a new
yeah,
gear because he's like, yo, if you don't want to be here now, then you got a serious problem. So that was kind of wild to hear. Which also Jokic is like coaching that team now. He's making subs. He's
yeah,
doing the whole nine. You saw that clip?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, he's just like he points to the bench. He's like, yo, you're in. Coach looks down the bench. He's like, hey, you heard him. So it's kind of wild to see this too, all without Mike Malone too. I think that's just, like something that's not getting talked about really at all. Um, didn't expect the Nuggets to do that, and all of a sudden, I mean, I wouldn't say it's like hurting them. I don't know if it's really helping them at all, but it's definitely like special to kind of see this. I think just taking away everything from the series, like it's kind of cool to see like what this team is doing with literally a brand new head coach
yeah, yeah. I mean, I think he had like 2 games before the
or
playoff
something like
start.
that. Yeah, I mean it was very like bare minimum. We're talking for games coached.
Yeah, which is crazy. So yeah, so that's that series. Game 5 is we're recording this on Monday, but it is on Tuesday, April 29th. Continuing in the West, we have the other series. We'll go to your team now, the Lakers and the Timberwolves. Ironically, I picked the Lakers to win this series in 6, but I did say
That
on
shit
this
ain't happening.
podcast that what Anthony Edwards did to Kevin Durant last year. I told you not to forget about that. Here we are now, 4 games in, and Ant Man is looking to claim the throne, dethrone the king, whatever you want to say. But yeah, just what are your thoughts about the if you have any?
I could say a lot of things right now, but we're on a podcast. I'm trying to keep it respectful. But yeah, that last one hurt. The last game hurt bad. I thought we definitely should have tied it up twos. Lakers just kind of blew it. Not necessarily blew it. I just thought that they were gonna just finish the job. I thought they were gonna get take care of business. I don't agree with the refs not calling a foul for Luka Doncic getting tripped with about 33 seconds left. We say common theme we'll get to here in a little bit. The refs are they need
Terrible.
to get on their game. They need to get on their game a little bit. I'm tired of these last 2 minute reports coming out. You know, absolute crucial moments of the game, and they're saying, "Yep, I got it wrong." So that kind of hurt. They also had to pull out the AC 130 cam for LeBron fouling Anthony Edwards, which
He hit
I
his.
still don't know. I'm still just kind of pissed about that. It is what it is, though. I mean, that one I'm not too mad about. I'm more mad about the Luka Doncic. They didn't call a foul because I mean we're talking. They were down 114 to 113 or whatever, or 113 112. I forget exactly the score. They were down by one with 33 seconds left. I mean, you're talking about sending Luka to the free throw line when he's already got 38 or whatever. It's just like I don't know. I think that definitely changed the game a little bit. I think also the thing with the Lakers too, and I'd say even like LeBron and Luca, JJ even like they get too in their heads about like calls like that, and I think it just like they get so distracted, and like that's all they kind of think about. And I think there was a couple times in that there was also a kickball that they just never called too. I just want to say when um, Austin Reeves passes to LeBron in the corner with whatever third quarter at some point. I don't know how you're missing these calls or how I just it's frustrating, but as a player, like you gotta like move on. You know, at the end of the day, like the ref calls what I mean, it is what it is. It's not like excuse my language, but you bitching is not gonna change anything. Like it just just get back and play some defense. Get back, do what you gotta do. I mean, use it as fuel for all I care. It's just it seems like whenever stuff like that happens, the Lakers just go so flat and it's hurting him. I mean, Anthony Edwards takes advantage of that. He doesn't. He's got that dog in him. Right now, the Lakers got no dog. You know, they pissing like a puppy, so keep him on the porch. You know, words of Dan Campbell. It's just. I mean, that's really what I gotta say about that. It's just tough. I mean, the Timberwolves is just frankly just outworking and just more physical than Lakers right now, and it's playoff time. This is exactly when you need that, and so I don't know if the Lakers are able to come back from this 3-1 lead. Um, I think it unfortunately might be wraps. I don't know. I think the Lakers do get. I think they get one. And we're gonna see it. The next game is a very telling game. I mean, just besides the fact that obviously they could be eliminated, but like they gotta come out and make a point. You know, they gotta do something to say like, hey, like we're not just trying to win this one game and then losing it, whatever. Like we're trying to make a statement. I need like a OKC Thunder win. I need to see something good out of this squad because if not, Anthony Edwards is going to shut the door on him, and he's not looking back. And it's going to be Cancun and on three for the Lakers. It's tough. So that's really all I got to say about it. It's going to be obviously it's going to be an uphill battle, dogfight going into these last couple of games, hopefully. But yeah, it's just physicality and simply I think just outworking the Lakers at this point.
Yeah, you guys will win Game Five just because Adam Silver can't have his golden boy going out, Luca, so you can't have him going out too sad like that. But Game Six it will be wraps. But I'm actually gonna save my hot take for once the series is over, because I was watching this and I have a really really like flaming spicy take that a lot of people are probably going to question me, like they already do with half my
Say it
takes.
right now. What the heck? Say it. Drop it right now on the pod live.
Anthony Edwards is better than Luca.
It is spicy. That's spicy. Okay,
I
because I mean, I think because also what you're saying too by that is like offensively, I think you gotta give a little bit of the nod to Luca, but like Anthony Edwards plays more defense too, which I think makes him. I mean, passing, yeah, like Luca got it like that, but like physicality, defense like that, I can see where you're coming from that aspect.
offense too. Everything that Luca can do, Anthony Edwards can do.
That's a bit of a stretch, I think.
Okay, except for foul baiting. Other than that, other than that, everything that Luca can do, and can do. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
That is a spicy take.
I think
Well,
once this series ends, I think it's time to have real serious conversations. Anthony Edwards, better player than Luka Doncic. Yeah, everybody's gonna say, well, Anthony Edwards hasn't been to the finals yet, and da da da. But we've seen, and I said this, that Luka is not really a winning, impactful player. He will do everything on the offensive end. He's a great offensive weapon, but you're not getting anything else other than that. You're just getting pure buckets, and I'm not gonna lie, it's pure buckets. That's all you're getting from him. Other than that, he's not an
this is
impactful player.
spicy. This is spicy. We might have to do a whole separate pod on this one now.
Hey, I'm ready. I'm ready. I just want to let this series end. Want to see how it goes.
So you can't let recency bias too, though, also affect it. Because I mean,
No, no, no. I'm
we'll
not.
go into this whole thing. We'll go into this whole thing later, but like, I don't know. 'Cause I think we'll see. We'll save it because that's a good conversation actually for another day. That's a good one there.
Um, um,
I like that though. I like
yeah.
that.
And even if the Lakers do come back and win the series, I'm ready. I'm still ready to have the debate because I truly think that it's time to have those discussions. I think I've been watching the game. I think it's right there. Honestly, truthfully. So, yeah, we'll save it for another day. That's just spicy. I said it was real spicy.
Yeah, you weren't kidding. And that's definitely yeah. That's interesting. I mean, I don't agree, but I'd like to do some research on it for sure.
Hey, let's do it. Let's do it for sure. And then the last series in the West, just talk about a little bit because Game Four is actually going to start like in about 20 minutes when we're recording this. But the Warriors and the Rockets. I know you said this is a popcorn series, and I agree. Popcorn series. Both these teams are going at it. Just from the first three games, what I've seen, honestly didn't think that Jimmy Butler was going to come back in the series at all because I thought something might have happened. So I thought they might have been out of it, but he is returning back for Game Four, so it'll be interesting to see obviously how that plays out. But yeah, he's the X factor for the Warriors to do anything. I think just without Jimmy Butler, like yeah, I know we saw in Game Three like Steph being Steph, but he's getting up there. I'm not saying, like he's not going to be able to do it or nothing, but he can't do it by himself, like he used to. Every once in a while in playoffs, yeah, players are going to go off, but you can only shoulder the team so much, especially during the playoffs, against a good young team, up and coming team. So, but I still think, Golden State pulls it out, though. I can't lie. Now that Jimmy, is back, we'll see how the injury affects him, but I still think Golden State pulls it off. I think it's going to be a 7 game series, 6 or 7 game series. I don't think the Rockets are going to lay down yet.
No, I don't think the Rockets lay down. Jalen Green's got to play a little better. He's had a couple off games, and a couple off stretches too. Even when he had, I forget, it was a game two. I'm pretty sure he had a good game two or whatnot. But like game three was not his game, and that was a time where I think like they could have taken a chance there because like Jimmy was out. I'll right hand up. I was wrong too about Jimmy. I think um like he's not putting up like the incredible stat lines, but it's just like his impact stuff that doesn't even go in the box score that we're talking to. Like, sure, okay, like that dude is. I mean, kind of to your point where I think you think about Lucas sometimes. Like, yeah, he puts up good box score numbers, but like there's some things where like, just you can't account for the box score and it doesn't show up on there. And so I think it's like almost just from your point of view, I think it's like the opposite from Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy does. I mean, obviously he puts up numbers in the box too. I'm not saying he doesn't, but like that man's just tenacity. What he does, his work ethic and all that, like that shows. I think it fires up the rest of the team too. And like same thing with Steph. Steph ran like it was like 1 point. He ran like so many miles, whatever the game before, just because he doesn't stop. The dude does not stop. And I think that's also some dude we gotta give his flowers to this series. Like Steph is
Mm-hmm.
even when he's not even scoring, his presence to the point where the Rockets have to double team him, they have to do all of this, has led to so many backdoor cuts for, I mean, Gary Payton, Draymond. I mean, you name it. Like, there's just guys that are just getting these easy backdoor cuts because they put so much pressure on Steph, and it's like it basically like stop Steph at all costs, or else they're fine with giving up a bucket, and it's definitely hurt them a little bit because there's been times where I'll say like the Warriors are just locking up. I mean, they got some dogs on defense too, and I'll give Draymond his flowers. I'm not a huge Draymond guy, but like he's holding his own down there in the paint. He's doing what he's got to do against Sengun. I know at the end of the day, but like I think Draymond actually has done a pretty good job at getting in the dude's head and kind of throwing him off a little bit. So it's interesting to see that. Like you said, this series is just great to watch from a fan's point of view, though. So I see. I hope it goes seven too. Like I really do, but I'll say I was wrong. I thought I picked the Rockets to win, but I think the Warriors do pull this off. Obviously, I don't know what the score is right now. I haven't even watched. I know it's starting tonight. We'll do another analysis on it too after this game. So this game that's going on tonight here is going to be a huge indicator on which way it goes. If the Rockets win, get ready. But if the Warriors win, I'm not lying, man. This could be over in five.
Yeah, yeah. No, you right. I definitely see it flipping. Depending on if Golden State, especially as a home game tonight. So if they're able to pull it off, then yeah, 3-1 going back to Houston. Maybe Houston wins Game 5, but they gotta play very well. And I think you mentioned Jalen Green, but like, what about Fred Van Vliet? Like, man, has been a
He
no show
needs
at
he
all.
needs help. I mean, Sengun needs help. He does.
Yeah,
Bottom line, he needs help.
yeah. From Dylan Brooks, the shooters that they got, those veteran guys, need to play. show out a little bit more. It's the young guys that are playing well, but they're not really the best shooters, So
No, yeah.
it kind of sucks. So yeah, well, no, like I said, that series is very interesting there. So moving on to the East, we have like you said, we talked about Cleveland. It's done. Boston and Orlando. Interesting series. Orlando just like KCP no show. Franz just terrible shot making and decision making at times. Uh, Paolo's the only consistent player, and like it's not like the Celtics have done. I don't think they've done anything special during this series. I've watched not like whole games in this series, but like I've watched parts and pieces here, and from what I've seen, like I don't see the Celtics being the same dominant Celtics that they were last year. Like the Magic, they're in every one of these games. It's just comes down to uh, the Celtics just having more firepower at the end. And yeah, but obviously, I think Boston's gonna win, but I'm not scared of Boston this year. In any scenario that they play, moving on the rest of the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of said the same thing. I got into an argument with some people about it too. I said that Celtics weren't that great, and I don't like. At the end of the day, like it takes a lot to go back and and repeat and do all this stuff. And I just like you don't see that same hunger. I feel like from that. I mean, I'm very curious to see what they do in the second round because I think it also could be a combination of just. I think the Magic also just like they looked really good in that playing game. Like they look solid, but like there's just no match for the Celtics. I mean, as much as the Celtics haven't played, I'd say phenomenal. They're still getting the job done. There was one game, obviously they didn't, but I mean, even that, yeah, the Celtics are going to take this one, no question about it. That's not even anything. I'm not saying they're not, but it's just like it's kind of like you say, man. I'm not scared of this Boston Celtics team. I don't think they have what they had last year, and they didn't lose anybody. Like I don't know what it was. I just don't think. I think teams are starting to figure them out a little bit more. Um, I think the West is also just phenomenal too. At the end of the day, like I think as I said this from the very beginning too. I think whoever comes out of the West is going to win it. But at the end of the day, I haven't put too much thought into this series either. I said the Magic might get one just because didn't really have a reason for it. They did, and I think that's the one that they get, and that's that. So
That's right.
yeah, it's wraps. It's McDonald's snack wrap, and we're out of here.
Yeah, no, for real. Yeah, Game 5 is uh Tuesday. I am assuming it's back in Boston, so I'm assuming that series will be wrapped. So, especially since it's on NBA TV, so I'm assuming that it probably is going to be a blowout Game 5.
Yeah, yeah, they knew.
Yeah. The other series that could be possibly ending on Tuesday is the Milwaukee Bucks and the Indiana Pacers. Now, know about the Bucks. That Dame is out for the season, unfortunately, or his Achilles in Game 4, and so that's a tough blow for the Bucks. Um, the way the Bucks have been playing, it's like it's Giannis, and then big gap, huge gap, and then like Gary Trent Jr. Like there's no middle. Like Brooke Lopez, Bobby Portis, Kyle Kuzma, they made that trade for. Like
Oh,
no,
useless,
not doing anything.
useless.
Yeah, Pacers are cooking them. I mean, they're third. In the among playoff teams with the most points, highest field goal percentage at 50. So it's like Milwaukee, you gonna play any defense? Like when your team's making half their shots, it's like nothing's gonna happen. And Milwaukee has no kind of offensive shot creating or making or anything, and that's why I needed Dame. Now he's out, so yeah. What are your thoughts? I'll ask you a question, but what are your thoughts for this series?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I thought Dame was gonna have more of an impact, even when he was out there. I mean, he still was good, but like it wasn't the same impact I thought he was gonna have. Let alone the whole rest of the team just being straight cheeks out there. Thought Kyle Kuzma would definitely show up a little bit more. I mean, he's been in the moment. He's done it. He's been in the finals. Like, I mean, I don't know what else he takes to like, kind of get like that experience there. And so, first round to the Pacers, I'll say again, right hand up. You'll get a lot of that. I did not predict this. I thought the Bucks would show more fight. But looking at it now and seeing the pieces to the puzzle. it's wraps. I mean, Giannis can go out there and average damn near 40 points, 15 rebounds, and they're down 3-1. Like it just frankly doesn't matter unless the rest of the team shows up. So pretty quick and to the point, I'll say just Giannis doing whatever he can, but one man cannot not do it alone.
Yeah, yeah. This isn't the old days where that could slide. I mean, I think the Bucks are done. Even if they do come back, they ain't coming back from 3-1 because they have Doc Rivers as their head coach. So even if Giannis does do some legendary, something stuff we've never seen before, Doc Rivers, Glenn Rivers, is Giannis done? Like, is he done in Milwaukee? I think there's a very high chance that you gotta look at it. Dame's done for the next year. Like, there's no shot that he comes back at all. Even playoffs, I don't even know. So next year's pretty much a wash for him. Yeah, after that, he's a guard coming off Achilles tear. The way he plays I think it's gonna be tough. I'm not gonna say like, he's not gonna be able to do it because the medicine is different these days and all that, but I don't think he's gonna be the same player that he was. And he's getting up there in age. And, you know, Buck's future, I think, is mostly invested in Giannis, Dame, and Kyle Kuzma. They don't really have much to work with, and they're a small market team. So, does Giannis say, hey, after this series, this offseason, does he say, I'm out of there?
I think so. I mean, there's no reason for him to stay at this point when Dame's going to be done, getting up there in age. He's not going to be playing much longer. And who knows if he's going to come back to the same person. Kyle Kuzma, you tried the experiment, it didn't work. It's just like at that point, you got to try something new then. And I think that something new is a new team for Giannis because that dude still wants to win. He wants to go out there, obviously, and he can make an impact right away. Any team he goes and joins, unless the Bucks do something serious, but they don't have much leverage to do something serious. I think you have no other really option if you're Giannis. You're giving your all to the city. I mean, you got him a championship. You did your thing. Let's go take my talent somewhere I can actually win. I don't want to waste these years, and so I'd like to see him in Milwaukee just because I think it's still cool seeing guys like try to stay at that at their team and compete. But same time too, I want to see Giannis in the playoffs, and I want to see him on a winning team because I think him on a winning team in the playoffs is something special. It's fun to watch. It's better for entertainment, and so um, I'd like to see him somewhere new. But at the end of the day, it'd be cool to see him stay in Milwaukee. But I don't think that's a possibility anymore.
Yeah, I just like the free agents this summer. It's like, not big names. And of the somewhat big names, I don't see any of them going to Milwaukee, being like, ooh, sign me up for that. So, yeah, I don't know where he goes, if he does end up leaving, but I think it's wraps. I don't see him doing much. And the Dame trade was like the last straw, really. And so, you got to look at it basically 2 years. In 2 years, Giannis's contract is up. So, it might be the perfect time to, just part ways. And yeah, it'd be cool to see, him stay in Milwaukee. I agree with you. But yeah, I think now it's to the point where it's just like, dude, go win somewhere. Milwaukee, you ain't going to be able to do much. So, be interesting to see. Interesting offseason coming up for Glenn Rivers for sure. I don't think he'll ever be an NBA coach again. I think Game 5 will be his last NBA coach. Maybe he gets hired by somebody like, Philadelphia or something, but no, probably not. So, we'll
Guangdong Tigers.
no,
Shanghai Sharks are going to be hiring here real soon, and they're calling his name because he doesn't get enough credit for those 3 wins that he had, and 3-1 leads that he blew.
he always reminisces on his bad teams, like his teams that weren't supposed to do anything. Did you see how many games we won? Like, yeah, dude. And then did you see the 3-1 series lead that you blew?
Yeah, and he's like, I didn't get enough credit for the 3 wins we did have. I'm like, dude, what do you, that doesn't mean anything,
You
dude.
didn't
I
finish the
mean,
job, buddy. What?
that's what I'm saying, dude. Like
Because
what are
we're
we
at the
talking
four,
about here?
three.
Yeah, it's like, dude, think about this, man. Like you passed 3 classes and you failed one. It's like, well, I didn't get enough credit for the classes I passed. Like, what are you talking? No, you failed the class. How'd you fail? Like, I mean, nobody says that. No sane human says that. So I don't. Yeah,
Right.
Doc's gotta get out of there. I think that was a big mistake on their part. But that's we could go on a whole tangent about that. So let's get to this last series because this is obviously where we hitting home here.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we're just gonna wrap it up, bring it all home. Pistons and Knicks. Uh, you know, all I gotta say is yeah, Knicks are up 3-1, but this could be 3-1 Pistons, 2-2 series tie. It could be very amount of ways, and like the Knicks ain't really doing anything special outside of Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns not playing inside the paint and when to shoot, 40 feet. Surprising. Game four, we already know about it. You mentioned it earlier. The NBA refs, trash.
Terrible,
If I ever see you,
terrible.
watch out. Watch out. That was a Jim Jones situation. That was right there. Take that picture. You put Detroit versus everybody. How many T-shirts are you gonna see this summer with that picture? It's gonna be cold. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm just saying. Detroit versus everybody, right there. Yeah, it just had me thinking about Jim Jones, Eric Ebron, like everything basically Pistons or Detroit related bad. I instantly that's up there. That was because that was terrible. But yeah, I mean, like game three, like yeah, they should have won. They couldn't hold on in the end. They didn't call the backcourt violation, but apparently say momentum take him back as he takes 20 more steps in the backcourt. But momentum, and then game one, they blew the 21-0 run. Everybody knows about that. You know, it was unfortunate. Yeah, it was the first game, and yeah, Cameron Payne just had a lucky game. Like out of all people, Cameron Payne that pissed me off right there. But yeah, what are your thoughts from this series?
Well, I will say, I mean, obviously, I could go on a whole tangent about the refs. I'm not really going to talk about the refs at all, actually, in this one. I'm still pissed, though, I will say, just about that last call in Game 4. But at the end of the day, I think the name of the game in this series here is the Pistons cannot hold on to a lead. Like, I mean, even in Game 4, we were up by 11 with a couple minutes left, choked. I wouldn't even say necessarily choked in that one. I will straight up give Karl Anthony Towns all of the flowers in the world. He had back to back. He had a turnaround jumper from the post over the backboard basically, and just cashed it. And I was like, my fault. Wasn't familiar with your game, but that's kind of lucky. Then he followed up with like a 35-foot step back three that was absolutely pure, and it, yeah, that one. I mean, that just I don't know how as a player you even come back from something because that's just crazy. Like that was just you gotta give him his like I said, nice shot. It was a great shot from Cat. Cat played his ass off. He was good. I mean, basically the whole game there. But really at the end of the day, it's like Pistons just close the games out, man. I mean, game one we could have easily won that one. I mean, it just that one still it's like what are you doing? And then same thing with games 3 and 4. Really, I mean, we're talking. I mean, it's just a whole different series, really. If the Pistons could just close out games and just figure it out, and I think part of that too is we're a younger team. We have guys that necessarily haven't always been there in terms of like playoff experience, but we also have guys like Dennis Schroeder that have been there, that have done that, and it's like he just seems to disappear at times too. Like just especially in those big moments. So at the end of the day, like if the Pistons could just close out these games, we're literally talking about like our full reversal
Yeah,
of
yeah,
the series. I mean, it could already be over by now for all we know. I mean, it could have been a 4-0 sweep, but instead we're talking 3-1 Knicks. That doesn't just tell the whole story right there. It's just yeah, it's. I wish Cade made the shot before, that corner three anyway. It was a great look at it. It was, I mean, right at the free throw line. I thought it was in. Unfortunately, it wasn't. At the end of the day, Pistons got to close out the game.
yeah,
We could talk about the ref all the time, but it's like you also got to hold some accountability a little bit too, which it sucks when the refs literally blew a call. Like I mean, they come out and said it. Yep, we missed it. It could have been a chance for the Pistons to win, but also, don't put yourself in that situation too when you're up by 11 with that much time too. It just bothers me. 'Cause we do it we've done it literally every single game for the most part. It's just sucks. But yeah, I mean that's kind of my thoughts there. Is just finish the damn game.
yeah. No, I echo that same thing. Like they just gotta be able to finish games. And another thing that I've noticed, it really hurts not having like a consistent second option on the offensive end. Like, games 1 and 2, Tobias was doing his thing, getting in a groove. Yeah, game one, Tim Hardaway Jr. as well. But it hurts. And, uh, Asar Thompson doesn't really have the jumper or the offense. But he brings the defense. That's why people are, getting mad. But, I mean, it's something you have to sacrifice when you don't have a second option out there to score. Defense is gonna come, but you need to score because I think, like you said, I think we're playing great defensively, but we just have to close out
Yeah,
games, and closing out those games means scoring. We've seen it literally in all 4 games that have happened, just struggling to score at the end and close out the game. And yeah, I just think that the need for a secondary scorer is high. Yeah, I'm gonna give Tobias all the props. I'm not giving him no nothing. He did good. I like what he's done. Just toughness and experience out there, kind of like Dennis Schroeder. But yeah, I think just not having that secondary scorer, having everything go through Cade. That's why he's getting blitzed, a lot of turnovers and things like that, and it's hurting him at the end because they're competing and they're in every game. They have been, but it just comes down to being able to close out, finish, and scoring really. So
yeah,
yeah, we'll
yep.
see. We'll see what happens. There may possibly be one more Pistons playoff game. So this year, if they win on Tuesday, it'll be Game 6 in Detroit on Thursday. So that would be real hype. Because if they win Game 6, then you're talking about Game 7 sometime this weekend. Back at MSG, and that would be hype. I can't lie. That would be.
I think you're right. I think it would be Saturday too. Saturday. I don't know what time Saturday, but that should be nighttime. That should be prime time.
Yeah,
I mean,
that would
that'd be
be.
fun. Hopefully we get there. But I mean, we just finished the damn game. I mean, whatever you gotta do, just put the ball in the hoop in the last 6 minutes of the game. At some point, it's just like we just go on these stretches where it just kills us. And yeah, so we'll see. I'm looking forward to it though. I'm looking for a game 5 because I mean, we know exactly what we need to do. We've been through the pain, but let's see if we can come out on top in a hostile environment.
Yeah. No, I'm with it. We'll see. If Cade plays the villain role and comes out on top to extend the season 1 more game. But that's pretty much the first round. Obviously, we will talk about the end of each series and give our final thoughts on things once they are done before the second round starts. That's all we got for now. Until then, we'll catch you guys next time.